so I don't know.
Yeah, I know.
How's Eric's knee coming along?
Good. I'm with injuries. There's in the off season. There's no point letting the guy. Actually, I don't let them come back when they're ready. I hold them extra. Yeah, the older I get, once I think we've had a great practice, I scrap it. We're done. Nobody got hurt. We had got through a day without our best players getting hurt. We got to shut her down. So even with this, just Eric's got a minor tweak. He'll want to come back probably in the next few days to play Friday, but that's not happening.
The same knee that he was dealing with pain last year?
No, he did not have a knee injury to my knowledge.
Oh, he said that he had some, maybe it wasn't an injury, but maybe minor pain.
Yeah, I mean, I have minor pains every day. I'm 50. I turned 54. He broke his nose last year.
You were talking about how there's 5 transfers in the starting lineup, but 3 from last year.
Possibly in the starting lineup.
Right. How are those 3 returners kind of being leaders this season? Have they had a voice in the locker room?
We'll see. It's early. That's why the reason I try to pick 2 really hard exhibition games is because right now, at this bank, everybody likes their team. We got great guys. They're really getting along. Well, we'll see how we get along. We get our ass beat. Then you find. I mean, that's when you find out what you're made of. I would give you an example. 3 years ago, we had 2 freshman starters, and we lost early. I put them in a tough spot in November. We went up and played Baylor and lost a close one to Illinois and Baylor. Then we won 25 of our next 27. But that adversity, you gotta get them to do some tough things together, and it can't always just be practice, and it can't just be going to a Dodger game or a Rams game, having a beach day or a pool party at my house. We do all that. So I just don't think you'll find out all that leadership. We'll find out when things get tough. Experience has taught me anything. You will not find out what your team is made of until you get beat. I really believe that.
A lot of the guys that they have 14 new players on their team, 10 new players on their team.
Yeah, I don't even think about I'm worried about execution and what are we going to do Friday when San Diego State. All your stuff works in practice, and it's not going to work Friday. It's like that. I don't even know how many new players we have. We're going to look at Alex and ask him.
I think it's 6 or 7.
Yeah, I don't even think about
I'm curious.
I know we're older.
Yeah.
We traded to become older, and that's why. Look. To have the best team, you have to have the best players. It's hard to have the best players if you're young in college basketball. Almost impossible. A few have tried it. Fab Five, a couple UCLA teams that Ben had, or maybe even Steve had. But in this era, if you just look at Houston versus Florida and add up UConn's, the age of, their backcourt was almost 50 years old when they won the title. So we try to get older. And I'm not talking about the best NBA prospects. I'm talking about trying to have the best collection of college players. So we're older by design. Hopefully that's going to help us.
What are you looking for Friday?
Exactly what I said. Look, it's going to be tough. The Bruins have never walked into the A-House. So I did it for a reason. Let's find out where we're at. If there's certain type of teams, they're going to teach you what you need to get better. So we'll see. How good are we? And I have a little saying that I always talk about toughness. Well, you're gonna find out how tough we are because San Diego State's they're about it. I mean, that's just what their program's about. So, can you run your offense against a team physical, older, and well coached? Can you still can you get where you want to go? So you got to win the fight to be able to win the game. Because they're going to come to fight. I promise you that.
It's like you scrimmaged them pretty much almost every game.
Yeah, I believe, it's because they make it hard on you.
Yeah.
You learn some things. Your guys learn, that before, before you lace them up, you better be ready to compete physically. They compete physically. That's why they always have a chance. There's a reason that San Diego State, from the time of, Coach Dutcher's been there, obviously, with Coach Fisher. Look at their success rate. So, and that's why we're playing Irvine. There's a reason he wins every year too. They compete physically. So you got, sometimes I get concerned that guys start reading about how good we're going to be, or just the fact that they're wearing the 4 letters, they think they're going to be good. You got to put them in some spots, and let them grow from it. Because the 4 letters are a target, which, like, Donovan Dent's never been through that. As good as he is, he's never been through that. People don't lay in bed at night waiting to beat New Mexico, with all due respect. But all you got to do is ask him about his, how excited he was to play UCLA. It's just so that's a new thing for all our new guys.
One of the positions of change is the center position. The 2 guys last year are out, 3 new guys this year. What did you learn from last season, the center rotation, and kind of implement into the?
Well, Tyler played center for us last year, so he's back, but he's not going to play center this year.
That's what I'm saying.
So. I'll change your question for you. We weren't big enough. We didn't rebound the ball at a high enough level to win at the level we want to win at. So we tried to go get bigger, more athletic. Steven Jemerson's got legitimate size and strength as a 5th-year senior, and Xavier Booker's got NBA length. So that was by design.
And do you want Tyler to be at that 4 position more often?
Oh, Tyler's not playing the center this year. Yeah, he's playing forward this year.
And how does he feel about that?
Sure. Well, it's interesting, we talk about it because obviously we've been doing this since July 8th. So his shots are coming, and his position in the offense is different, and his shots are coming from different places. So he's learning to get comfortable in that, where he's playing facing the basket way more than he did last year. Not that we won't slide him in to post him up, when we need a basket. But he's not, most of his time is facing the basket this year. So that's a change for him. So he's adjusting to it.
This roster is kind of like a marriage of guys you've been able to develop. Trent Perry, an LA guy who's a freshman from here, developing Eric Daly, Tyler Bilodeau, and then also transfers. How do you kind of see those 2 things gelling together, the transfers and the guys you've been able to develop?
Well, I think, the best kind of recruit now could be a transfer that has multiple years. It's like the NBA one and done rule. They put it in so they didn't make mistakes. So they get to see a guy playing college before they draft him. We're the same. We get to see a guy playing college before we sign him. And then we get him for 2 or 3 years. Guys like Eric, Sky, Tyler, advantage that obviously you got this. We weren't smart enough to sign Tyler out of high school. A lot of people were. But then you get him for a couple of years. So that's the advantage of the portal. When you get those guys and you have them for multiple years. That's kind of your new high school recruit. Like it or not.
I know that there was talk about people recruiting people out of the G League now. Are you hopefully you can add somebody?
I read about the one
post players and post players.
It was a guy, I can't remember who it was. Oh, it was at Santa Clara. The guy at Santa Clara. We actually recruited him.
Okay.
He went to the G League out of high school. I'm not sure what country in Africa he's from. But we talked to him, and he went to the G League. It didn't work out for a couple of years. Now he's in Santa Clara. He got cleared.
Okay.
So the question is now you got a lot of guys like him in the G League that are trying to figure out, can I play college basketball? But they're all still trying to figure it out.
That's great.
I think Santa Clara took a chance, brought him in, and then fought for his eligibility.
Do you think you might get anybody like that?
Well, for us, he'd probably have to get cleared first. But it's like the timing right now is interesting. But there's some guys who went to overtime elite or the G League that took the money and eliminated their eligibility that are now, they're calling around. There's a lot of talk about that. I don't know how many actual guys are like that, but we've had a few phone calls, too, that I know off the top of my head, like guys that would wish they'd like to do it, but they got to get cleared first.
And do you have interest in that?
I have interest in everybody. You know, I got interest in Marcus Johnson. Guy, look at this guy. You know,
he does a birthday
dance.
dance.
I know. He says so he's going to be 70.
Right.
And if you watch it, his hips really bother him. So he's concerned that he might end up in hospital.
Those videos are great, though.
Oh, it's awesome. Yeah. I asked him if he's going to do it again. So, you know, how about our football team?
Yeah, I was going to ask you that.
It's awesome. I mean, it's inspirational.
Yeah.
I think it's just unbelievably inspirational.
You met Coach Skipper?
No, I know my place. You know, I belong to Mo Austin. You know, not that we talk about toughness. Unless you put on the helmet, those guys are a whole other level. I don't deserve to be near those guys. They're inspirational. I can tell you that. You know, they're really happy for their players. I think the thing that gets lost, Ben, in all this, because of the money, the TV money to the schools, the money to the players, the coaches make X amount. That they're still young, they're still kids, and it's not easy for them to live through the pressure cooker of social media, mainstream media. You know, they're human. It's tough. It's little. You know, you can crush me all you want. It's not going to be the first time. It's not going to be the last time. And I bite the herb. I'm an adult. But for young people, what they went through early in the year, I know how hard that is. Like, I spend my time around young people. Even when your team's winning, you got a guy not playing well, and he's feeling the weight of the world on his shoulders. So I can imagine how hard it was for our football players early in the year. So just to watch them celebrating and to get to be on the other side of that is awesome. For their mental health, for their enjoyment of being at UCLA. So I'm happy for them, and my message to them is it's inspirational what they're doing.
It's like Skipper said, that smile that he gets.
Exactly. But when I got the job, I told Ben, how you going to play? I spell fun, W-I-N. Not a lot of people smiling when you lose. But it's awesome to see those kids. You know, I've seen some of those locker rooms, and it's just awesome. They're human. You know, to the people behind the keyboards, at times in social media and the world today, it's just, you know, they're just a guy with a number, and people don't think twice about it. Like, you know, they're still young. Professionals, we got to learn to take all the bullets. We should, but it's hard for 19-year-olds. How are you prepared to be in that spot? So, like our quarterback, I don't know. I think he's great. You know, he can turn it around, have great success, come back, get drafted, whatever. Young person, you root for young people. So it's just great to see. Inspiration. Maryland Saturday.
That's right. At home.